Good again. One for you. Wait a minute, one more.
This looks like a good time for some good news here. The House passed a space budget yesterday, 277 to 60, which includes a vote for the shuttle.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm proud to be an American. Country needs that shuttle mighty bad.
That announcement was made to Apollo 16 astronaut John Young on April 21, 1972. It came just 3 months after President Richard Nixon announced NASA would proceed with the development of a reusable space shuttle. Given that Apollo 16 was the second to last Apollo mission after the program had been canceled, this was welcome news. There's no way Young could have known, but roughly 9 years later, he was one of the first 2 astronauts to fly on the first space shuttle mission, dubbed STS-1 in 1981. This was just one of the many highlights that occurred during the Apollo 16 mission, starting with a beautiful launch on April 16, 1972 at 1:54 p.m. Young, the mission commander, had flown into space 3 times before on Gemini 3 and 10, as well as being the command module pilot of Apollo 10, the final flight to pass by the moon before astronauts finally landed on it. For Charles Duke, the mission's lunar module pilot, Apollo 16 was his first flight to space. At age 36 at the time, he was the youngest person to have walked on the moon. He served on the support crew of Apollo 10 and was a Capcom for Apollo 11. Command Module pilot Ken Mattingly also was 36, but about 6 months older than Duke. He had served as a member of the support crew for Apollos 8 and 9. Mattingly was originally assigned to be on Apollo 13, but was exposed to rubella and was removed from the crew 3 days before launch. Gary Sinise famously played the role of Mattingly in the Tom Hanks Apollo 13 movie. The 2 crew members who walked on the moon's surface, Young and Duke, spent a then record 20-plus hours conducting moonwalks. The record was later broken by Apollo 17. Apollo 16 was more of a fact-finding mission, as there was no major new hardware or procedures to test on the lunar surface. Scientists sought information on the moon's early history. The mission also was to deliver several nuclear-powered experiments designed to run long after the crew departed. The landing spot, known as Descartes, was between 2 young impact craters, North Ray and South Ray. They were in search of samples to see if the area was formed by volcanoes as theorized. After analyzing the data, it was determined they were not. While there, they collected a moon rock that became known as Big Muley, the largest sample returned from the moon as part of the Apollo program. The 26-pound rock is currently stored at the Lunar Sample Laboratory facility at the Johnson Space Center in Houston. The crew successfully deployed all their scientific equipment and experiments and spent roughly 3 total days on the moon. On April 24th, they left the surface to meet up with Mattingly in the command module Casper. During the return trip to Earth, Mattingly performed an 83-minute spacewalk to retrieve film cassettes from the cameras in the sim bay. At approximately 199,000 miles from Earth, it was the second deep spacewalk in history performed at a great distance from any planetary body. The capsule splashed down in the Pacific Ocean at 3:45 p.m. on April 27, 1972. The spacecraft and its crew was retrieved by the aircraft carrier USS Ticonderoga. The Apollo 16 command module Casper is on display at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama, following a transfer of ownership from NASA to the Smithsonian in 1973.